In this crazy world we live in, there is no such thing as a free lunch, and making money with precious metals is actually a labour of love most of the time. A lot of people will have you believe that you can just sit there and make your metals work for you. But at the end of the day, when you come to try and sell, you really do need to put in the effort, the energy, and that starts now by planning your exit strategies for silver and gold. Everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and a warm welcome to you all joining me for this week's Precious Metal Ramble, which by popular demand is going to be talking about the best ways, some of my experiences as well, of selling gold and silver. What's the best way to get the most out of your physical metals? Exit strategies is the key word here. A lot of people ignore the idea of an exit strategy because they just don't feel like they'll ever need to sell their precious metals, or will want to ever sell their precious metals. That's fine, that's great. If you don't feel like you need an exit strategy, this is not me preaching to tell you that you do, but a lot of people out there should pay attention to it, I feel. It's one of the key areas for precious metal investing, certainly physical. Yes, you can do it much easier with vaulted services or paper, silver and gold, but if you're investing in the physical stuff, the real big silver bar here, what's the best way to sell this, get your money out, and actually get a return on it? So I want to share some of my tips, hints, tricks, what I do, what I steer clear of, where I sell even, and how I go about it in today's video. But it is important to remind you all that this is not any form of formal financial advice. It's just my experiences and my opinions. So please do bear that in mind when you're making your own financial decisions. And I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions and experiences down in the comment section. That's why I make these type of videos, and I know a lot of other people get a lot of benefit from reading that comment section. So, selling precious metals. Now, right at the very beginning of my investing journey into precious metals, I noticed a bit of a discrepancy, because you would buy these precious metals from the dealers, and if you look on their website, you got their prices for buying, which is great. You buy the coins off them, fantastic. You get them, they're all lovely and shiny. Not like this beat up Britannia, but they're there in your pocket, fantastic. But then you look at the buyback price from the dealers, and all of a sudden you go, huh? That's like 20%, 30%, or in the UK, 40, 45% less than what you paid for the coin. Now, of course, this is down to taxes in the UK predominantly, but also in the US as well, premiums. Premiums are the thing that really do mean, in my opinion, that dealers are not the best avenue for selling things like silver. Lower premium stuff, much better to sell to dealers. Higher premium stuff, bad to sell to dealers. Puts it very bluntly, very simply there. If you've got a bunch of spot price silver that you've purchased, you can sell it to a dealer for spot price. Happy days, off you go, job done. But if you've got modern silver that you've bought, brand new eagles from a dealer at $45 an eagle like now, you'll find that you won't get those prices from a dealer when you look to try and sell them. You'll get significantly less. So there are the easy avenues to go down. Now, in this life, in this world, there is no such thing as a free lunch. There is no such thing as easy money. And a lot of people will have you believe differently when it comes to physical metals. They will say it doesn't matter what price you buy it at, because you'll always get more than spot price for your silver when you sell. That's not necessarily true, depending on the type of silver and where you sell it, of course. But it is predominantly true when you are looking to sell it on the second-hand market. And it comes down to simple economics. If you think about the buying market for silver, there are X number of people in this world who want to buy silver. And their options are to basically buy from dealers, and dealers charge X amount with premiums on top. Now, if you take your silver and you undercut those dealers, you can sell better for the consumer, but also better for you as well. So selling on the second-hand market is one of the best ways to release premiums on any piece of premium silver or gold. Depending on what it is, you can often get significantly more money for what you would have got from a dealer compared with selling it directly to them. So basically, if you are interested in releasing the most premium from your silver and gold, the best advice that I can give anybody is to start thinking about selling directly. Start thinking about your social media profiles, making sure that you have got the means by which to sell to places like the Silver Forum or, God forbid, even eBay. Now, eBay is an area that I did want to focus on in this video, so now I've mentioned it, I guess it's worth talking about. At the very start of my silver purchasing journey, eBay was the key place for me to look to sell on the second-hand market. It's a brilliant website. It brings millions of customers to you, and that's exactly what you pay for in terms of the fees. However, since 5 years ago, when I got started, eBay has now become this minefield of scammers and garbage. Now, I'm not saying that every person that buys and sells on eBay is a scammer, but there are just so many horror stories out there of sellers getting ripped off or even buyers getting ripped off. Less so for buyers because of the protection that's out there from eBay, but that protection really does actually hurt the sellers more than the buyers. So in my opinion, eBay is one of those areas now which is almost completely defunct for precious metal selling, unless you're a big business with your own private insurance. All it takes, especially with gold, if you're selling one gold coin and some unscrupulous buyer tries to rip you off by saying, oh, that's not what you sold when I got it, and I'm going to return it because it's not quite right, and they return you a brick or something. There's so many videos and horror stories of sellers on eBay that get ripped off by buyers, and all it takes is one big purchase like this gold coin to really mess up your day, your week, your month as a seller. So I have always been a proponent of selling on other platforms, and I've obviously got my own sort of profile as a seller on various different platforms as a business, but at the same time as well, it has paid dividends in that I am able to just list things for sale, if I so wish, on not only my website, but the Silver Forum. If I wanted to sell these gold coins at spot price, undercut to the dealers right now, then I can, and I would be able to do that very quickly. And in fact, I have done in the past when needed. So very much having that seller profile, being able to release the equity from these metals is really important, certainly to factor in. Now, in terms of how that leads you, because that's difficult, that leads you down a path where you're slightly more exposed, because if you've got a significant amount of silver or gold, and you flood the market with a whole bunch of different products, then there's a chance you won't sell everything. In fact, I've seen it happen before where people have been putting up really very well-priced pieces of silver and gold on places like the Silver Forum, but it's stalled. They've had certain sales and it goes really well for the first couple of days, and then all of a sudden the buyer market dries up, because of course you've got to remember that there is only a certain amount of people who've got a certain amount of money every month to look to buy things. So there is this limit that happens where you can fall a little bit foul if that's your only exit strategy. So now we come full circle back round to the dealers, because the service that the dealers offer, whilst you might not get the best price from the dealers in terms of bulk pricing, what you do get is a guaranteed and fast purchase price. And that can sometimes save you even more money than before. I haven't even touched on the amount of labor, time, effort, energy, work that you need to put in selling. If you've got 100 individual gold coins to sell and you sell them all individually, all the stress, extra work and everything that needs to be going into that. Again, no such thing as a free lunch. You have to put the effort, time and energy into these things to actually get that return out at the other side. But the dealer side of things is where you get the best sort of value for money in terms of time. And time is money at the end of the day. And there are some great stories out there from other people about selling to dealers. And I did want to share quickly one that was shared on the Silver Forum a couple of years ago about a chap who sold 10 kilos worth of gold to a dealer in the UK. It was a very quick and easy process. It took about 3 days all round, from initial contact to obviously handing over the gold, verification of it, and then all the checks that the company needed to do, and then paying out. So, that side of things is incredible. Can you imagine trying to sell 10 kilos worth of gold to Joe Public on eBay? Not going to happen. Even on places like the Silver Forum or Instagram or YouTube, it's just not going to happen. at all. So the dealers definitely do have a place there in that sort of marketplace. It's important to remember though that the dealers are there as a business. They're not there as a charity. They're not there as a public service either. And I'll share one of my own personal experiences of selling kind of in bulk to a dealer. So part of my business is pouring silver, as you guys may know already. If you don't know, then I pour silver, like these bars that I've been showing off, which are available over on the Silver Forum now. If you're interested, links are in the description below. But I pour silver, and at the end of every silver pour, you often get these polluted pieces of silver with graphite on them. Now, there's no impurities here. They're not less than 909 fine silver, but there's obviously all of this graphite. And this graphite sometimes will just stick on the silver when it comes out onto the pieces. It comes out at the very end. It's called the dregs, and it can really affect pieces that you pour. We aim to try and get nice clean pieces like this, which are just beautiful with their lovely ripples, uninterrupted by lots of horrible schmutz. But sometimes you get this stuff. So I can't really reuse this. I can refine it, I suppose. But ultimately the cost for me to refine this stuff at home and to really get it to a workable point is just too much energy, effort, and of course labour as well. So I sell a lot of my scrap every year or two to a big bullion dealer here in the UK, send it off. I get 92% of spot price for this kind of stuff because they have to, of course, refine it, assay it, work out all the purities, the final weights and everything. So, it's easy to do, but again, you see there the difference in the price point, 92% of spot price. And again, there's arguments to be had that I could get a better price for that from selling it to people on the Silver Forum who might want to pour their own silver. But trust me, when trying to pour silver with that stuff, you end up with really horrible, ugly looking pours. And as a retailer to customers, I don't want to have to deal with crap where people come back and go, hey, the silver you sold me, I can't get anything to work with it. It's awful. It's horrible. I don't like it. You got to think about those things. So for me, the easy route, just sell it, get rid of it, move on and get some other nicer silver is the way forward for me. So I guess what my conclusion is here for this video is there is no such thing as a free lunch. You have to work hard for your precious metal ownership. And if you do want to make money at the other end when you're looking to sell this stuff, you have to put in the effort, whether it's just the small effort right at the start to research the different dealers to find the best prices, or whether it's doing all of the labor yourself, selling everything individually, listing things for sale. There are plenty of different ways to do that. And all of them require a lot of labour, a lot of time, energy, effort, which a lot of people don't necessarily take into account when they buy copious amounts of physical precious metals at the start of their investment journeys. So there are a few other solutions. I've got a little checklist here. I did want to mention as well about vaulted products. So if you're buying digital silver and gold, you'll often find that that's a lot more flexible. You can sell that a lot quicker and easier. Of course, it's just numbers on a screen, so you don't have to package up the silver bar, send it off. You don't have to post it, worry about all of that. You can just get it sold. But there are issues around when you can do that. You have to have markets which are open, so you can't perhaps do it on weekends. Often when you are buying and selling this stuff on certain platforms, you do need to wait a little bit of time for the cash to be available to bank out. Or if you've never actually set up your account, a lot of these places, it's very easy to put money in. It's like a casino. You can put the money in very easily, but getting it out is a bit more difficult because you have to provide ID, do all of these other checks before that cash comes out. So think about those ahead of time. Certainly it's a lot easier and quicker. It's a lot easier and quicker to release your funds from a vaulted service, but at the same time, I've hated vaulted services in principle for many, many years. Not for me at all. Physical is where it's at. So that, I think, sums up pretty much my feelings on the matter. I'd love to know what you think about selling. What are your experiences? What are your plans? What are your contingencies for getting the most out of your precious metals when the time comes to sell? Or are you just never going to sell? Are you just going to keep it forever and ever and ever? Let me know down in the comments, and if you've enjoyed this video, put a thumbs up on it and share it around through your social media. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, and as always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.